Hi, I'm Elizabeth Garland and our company is iRobot. iRobot is a company that helped bring robots out of science labs and into everyday homes. Founded in 1990 by MIT engineers Rodney Brooks, Colin Angle, and Helen Greiner, the company's mission was simple but ambitious: to make practical robots that improve people's daily lives. In its early years, iRobot focused heavily on research and development. The company worked with organizations like DARPA and NASA, building robots for military and space-related purposes. One example is the PackBot, a robot designed for dangerous environments. But while these projects were important, they weren't what made iRobot a household name. That moment came in 2002 with the launch of the Roomba. This small autonomous vacuum cleaner completely changed how people thought about cleaning. Instead of manually vacuuming, users could simply press a button and let the robot do the work. The Roomba didn't just succeed, it created an entirely new market for home robotics. Within just a couple of years, over 1 million units had been sold. This success helped position iRobot as the leader in robotic floor care and led to the company going public in 2005. Following the success of the Roomba, iRobot expanded its product line. It introduced robots like the Scuba for floor washing and Create, which allowed users to program and experiment with robotics. For years, iRobot dominated the market and built a strong global brand. However, success also attracted competition. Over time, the home robotics market became crowded. Lower-cost competitors, especially from international manufacturers, began offering similar products at cheaper prices. At the same time, economic conditions started to affect consumer spending. Since robotic vacuums are often seen as non-essential or luxury items, demand became more sensitive to financial uncertainty. These pressures began to weaken iRobot's performance and forced the company to rethink its strategy. In 2020, Amazon announced plans to acquire iRobot for about $1.4 billion. At first, this seemed like a major opportunity. The deal could have given iRobots access to Amazon's resources, technology, and distribution network. However, regulators in the US and Europe blocked the acquisition. They were concerned about reduced competition in the home robotics market and the potential risk of Amazon gaining access to customer data collected by iRobot devices. By 2023, iRobot's financial situation had worsened significantly. Revenue declined and the company had to restructure operations, and even took on a $190 million loan while waiting for the deal to go through. When the deal was officially canceled in January 2024, Amazon paid a $94 million breakup fee, but that wasn't enough to solve iRobot's problems. The company was forced to lay off its employees and its stock price dropped harshly. In 2025, iRobot attempted a comeback with its largest product rollout ever. The goal was to reignite innovation and regain market share. However, the effort wasn't enough. Revenue continued to decline, and by the end of 2025, iRobot filed for bankruptcy. The company was eventually acquired by Paseo Robotics, marking a major shift. Once valued at over $3 billion and a leader in its industry, iRobot was no longer a public company. Today, iRobot's story highlights both innovation and risk. It successfully created and dominated a new market, but struggled to maintain that position as competition increased and conditions changed. Moving forward, the key question is whether iRobot can adapt and compete in a crowded, fast-moving industry, or if its early success will remain its defining achievement.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Lachlan, and today I'm going to talk about iRobot's vision, mission, and value statement. This slide focuses on those statements, which also help explain what the company stands for and where they want to go in the future. Their vision is centered around creating smart home innovations that make life easier and improve the quality of life. They also see a future where robots can support people not just inside the home, but eventually outside the home as well. Their mission statement is to empower people to do more, which connects directly to their products. Their main purpose of iRobot's technology is to save time by taking care of repetitive everyday tasks like cleaning so that the customers can focus on other priorities. They do not have a written value statement, but their values also reflect this overall goal. iRobot emphasizes innovation, customer dedication, teamwork, and making a difference. These values help support their mission and create a long-term, strong brand identity that guides how the company operates and makes decisions.
Today I'm going to go over our pest analysis for the household appliance industry using iRobot as our example. A pest analysis looks at big outside factors that affect the whole industry. These are political, legal, economic, social, technological, and environmental factors. Starting with all political and legal, the main issue is government rules. Appliance companies have to follow energy efficiency laws like energy guide labels, which show how much energy a product uses. There are also tariffs on materials like steel, which raises costs. On top of that, rules keep changing, which makes things uncertain for companies. Next is economic factors. The industry is growing a lot, but there are still challenges. Prices are going up because materials and production cost more. Inflation and high interest rates also make people less likely to buy new appliances right away. Since many people only replace appliances when needed, sales depend a lot on economy. For social factors, people's lifestyles are changing. Consumers want more convenience, so smart appliances are becoming more popular. There's also more focus on being environmental friendly. At the same time, some people are worried about privacy with smart devices. Companies also have to design products that fit different lifestyles, like smaller homes or older users. Next is technology. Technology is a huge part of the industry. Appliances are getting smarter with AI and Wi-Fi features. For example, robot vacuums can clean automatically, but this also makes products more expensive to develop and maintain. These companies have to keep updating their technology to stay competitive. Finally, environmental factors. Appliances use a lot of energy and contribute to pollution, making throwing away them also harms the environment. Because of this, companies are under pressure to make more energy-efficient products and reduce waste. In conclusion, the biggest issue in this industry are government relations, rising costs, new technology, environmental concerns, and changing consumer preferences. All these factors impact how companies like iRobot operate.
Hi, I'm Olivia Altman, and I'm going to be talking about the industry analysis and the internal analysis. So for our industry analysis, we looked at the overall robotic vacuum and home appliance industry. One of the biggest takeaways is that this industry is in a high growth stage. Demand is increasing quickly because people want smart home technology and products to make their lives easier. A big driver of this is convenience. Consumers today don't want to spend time doing chores. So, products like robotic vacuums that automate cleaning are becoming much more popular. On top of that, features like AI navigation and app control make these products even more appealing. However, even though the industry is growing, it's extremely competitive. There are a lot of strong competitors like Shark, Dyson, and other tech-focused brands. Because of this, companies are constantly competing on both price and feature, and this puts pressure on profit margins. Another important factor is buyer power, which is relatively high. Customers can easily compare products online, read reviews, and switch products without much cost. This means companies like iRobot can't just rely on their brand. They have to stay competitive with pricing and innovation. We also see that the new threat of entrance is increasing. Even though there are some barriers like brand recognition and capital costs, technology is becoming more accessible and companies can easily sell their products online through platforms like Amazon. This makes it very easy for new competitors to enter the market. Finally, there are several key external threats. This includes rising material costs, supply chain risks, and rapid technology change. Companies have to constantly invest in innovation just to keep up, which increases risk and cost. So overall, the industry is growing, but it's also becoming much more competitive and challenging, which makes it harder for companies like iRobot to maintain strong performance. Now looking at iRobot's internal analysis, we focused on their strengths and weaknesses to see how well they can compete in this industry. Starting with strengths, one of iRobot's biggest advantages is their strong brand recognition, especially with the Roomba. This brand has been around for a long time and is widely known, which helps build trust and loyalty with customers. Another key strength is their advanced technology and their focus on research and development. Historically, iRobot has been a leader in robotic innovation, which helps them stay competitive in a fast-changing industry. However, the company also has several major weaknesses. One of the biggest is its heavy reliance on the Roomba product line. Because the company isn't very diversified, it becomes risky if that category underperforms. Another major issue is financial instability. The company has experienced declining revenue and liquidity problems. This raises concerns about their long-term survival and ability to invest in growth. In addition, iRobot has a high cost structure compared to competitors, especially lower-cost international brands. This makes it harder to compete on price while still maintaining profitability. When we look at the overall internal factor evaluation score, iRobot received a 2.54, which is slightly above average. This tells us that while the company does have strong advantages like its brand and technology, those strengths are offset by serious weaknesses, especially financially. So overall, iRobot is in a position where it has the capability to compete, but they need to improve their financial health and reduce risks in order to succeed long term.
A SWOT analysis helps explain iRobot's current market position by identifying its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It also helps determine the best strategy for future growth. iRobot's strengths include strong brand recognition, especially with the Roomba name, which gives it a leadership position in robotic vacuums. The company is also known for innovation, with advanced navigation, mapping, and smart home connectivity. In addition, customers trust the brand because of its long history, reliable products, and consistent performance. Its weaknesses include financial pressure from declining revenue, stronger competition, and profitability challenges. Another weakness is high pricing, as iRobot products often cost more than competitors. This can make it harder to attract budget-conscious consumers. Opportunities include the continued growth of smart homes. As more households use connected devices, iRobot can position its products as part of an integrated home system. Subscription services, such as replacement parts, maintenance plans, or premium software, could also create recurring revenue. AI-driven upgrades like smarter learning, better object detection, and personalized cleaning routines offer more growth potential. Threats include aggressive low-cost competitors offering similar products at lower prices, which can reduce market share. Rapid technology changes also require constant investment in research and development to stay competitive. Based on the SWOT analysis, iRobot should use a differentiation-focused strategy. Rather than competing mainly on price, it should emphasize superior technology, premium quality, reliability, and seamless smart home integration. This would help attract customers who value performance and innovation while maintaining a strong competitive position.
On this slide, I'm going to talk about the iRobot McKinsey 7S model. iRobot needs to make sure that all 7 parts of this model are working together. The main idea is that strategy will not exceed until the company's internal structure, culture, and operations are supporting it. Starting with strategy, iRobot should focus on the more premium products and improving profitability. Instead of trying to compete through many lower prices, they need to stand out against stronger innovation and better technology. Their structure also needs to support this strategy. If decision-making is too slow, product development will fall behind competitors. A faster, more flexible structure would help teams move quicker and bring new products to market more efficiently. For systems, iRobot should improve areas like forecasting, customer analytics, and overall operations. Better forecasting would help them avoid supply issues and overproduction, while stronger customer analytics would help them understand what buyers actually want. Improving operations would also help control costs and improve efficiency. Another key part is shared values, which should continue to emphasize innovation and also focus heavily on customer trust. Since iRobot products operate inside homes and collect data, customers need to feel confident that the company is reliable and secure. The company also needs to strengthen its skills and staff. iRobot should invest in AI, robotics, and software expertise, while also making sure that they keep talented employees. At the same time, there needs to be more accountability so employees and teams are focused on performance and results. Finally, leadership style also matters. iRobot's leadership should be agile and willing to adapt, but also disciplined and results-focused. Strong leadership will help the company move forward while staying aligned with these goals. If iRobot can align all 7 areas, it will be a much better position to compete strategy, grow, and successfully carry out its strategy.
So for my final recommendation, I focused on 5 key areas that I believe will position the company for long-term success. First, focus on premium innovation rather than competing on price. The company should continue to invest in high-quality, differentiated products that stand out to smart home markets. This helps maintain a strong brand and higher profit margins. Second, simplify the product line. Right now, having too many similar products can confuse customers and increase costs. Streamlining the lineup makes it easier for consumers to choose and improve operational efficiency. Third, expand subscriptions and services. Moving beyond just selling products, the company can create recurring revenue through services like maintenance plans, software features, or smart home interrogations. This creates more consistent income over time. Fourth, improve the supply chain efficiency. By optimizing sourcing, production, and distribution, the company can reduce costs and avoid delays, which is especially important in the competitive, fast-moving market. And finally, strengthen the smart home ecosystem. The goal is to make products work seamlessly together and interrogate with other smart home technologies. This increases customer loyalty and makes it harder for users to switch on competitors. Overall, these strategies work together to improve profitability.
In conclusion, iRobot remains one of the strongest and most recognizable names in the home robotics industry. Even with growing competition, the company has built significant value through its trusted brand, innovative history, and leadership in robotic vacuum technology. For many consumers, the Roomba name is still associated with convenience, quality, and smart cleaning solutions. That brand strength gives iRobot an important advantage as the market continues to evolve. At the same time, the industry itself is still growing. Consumer demand for smart home products continues to increase as households look for ways to save time and automate everyday tasks. Robotic cleaning devices are becoming more common, and future demand is expected to rise as technology improves and prices become more accessible. This means iRobot is operating in a market with long-term potential, not a declining one. However, future success will depend on focused execution. The company must carefully manage costs, improve efficiency, and make strategic decisions about pricing and product development. It also needs to continue investing in innovation so its products remain differentiated from lower-cost competitors. Features such as stronger AI, better navigation systems, and deeper smart home integration can help iRobot maintain a premium position in the market. If iRobot can combine disciplined cost control with continued innovation, it has a strong opportunity to return to profitability. More importantly, it can maintain market relevance and continue leading in the home robotics space. Overall, while challenges exist, iRobot still has the brand strength, market opportunity, and capabilities needed for future success. Thank you everyone for your time and attention today. We appreciate the opportunity to present our analysis of iRobot and discuss the company's current position within the home robotics industry. Throughout this presentation, we examined iRobot's strengths, challenges, opportunities, and strategic direction moving forward. Overall, iRobot remains a well-known and respected brand with strong potential for future growth, especially as demand for smart home technology continues to increase. While the company faces competition and financial pressures, it also has valuable resources and opportunities to improve performance through innovation and focused execution. We hope our presentation provided useful insight into the company and its future outlook. At this time, we would be happy to answer any questions or discuss any part of our analysis in more detail. Thank you again.